Welcome back to Cricket Pulse by LGW. Sunday night, and if you're a bowling fan, tonight might not have been the best, but a bit of a nightmare. But for the rest of us, pure, unadulterated entertainment, and I can't stop smiling for obvious reasons. Well, it's George, and joining me today, as always, is Loy and Will.
Massive day, massive day,
Massive.
massive day. Two games, again, over 750 plus runs scored. My brain is still processing the Phil Salt masterclass at the Wankhede.
I've been back in the UK for the last 48 hours now, and I'm finally adjusting to the time zone. So, just in time to see RCB kick Mumbai, tried to launch the ball into the orbit. Absolute carnage it was. I'm an RCB fan. It was a brilliant day for me. All my batsmen were out blazing guns. So fantastic thing to see. And yeah, good to be back in the studio with you too, especially after a day like today. It's great. Fantastic to be here.
Well, then let's just drive straight into the review. We'll start with the afternoon clash in Lucknow and then talk about the special one.
First up, Lucknow Super Giants versus Gujarat Titans at the Ekana. Usually we expect a slow grind here, but Gujarat made it look remarkably easy today. But then go on, Will. What was it?
Yeah, I mean, I have to jump in because it was one of those games where bowlers actually did really fantastically, and Prasidh Krishna showed it with the ball. I mean, the man actually took
Fantastic
4 wickets
player
for 24 runs and dismantled the entire, LSG's backbone, I would say. They couldn't come out of it. End of the day, I mean, only managed to score 168, even though the batting pitch wasn't, that bowler friendly, and with the LSG team making an absolute useless with the batting.
But GT's chase was pretty clinical, Will. Joss Butler, much to Loy's amusement, and of course, Loy's favorite, Shubman Gill. I think they both put on a show. Butler, what Butler fell for 6. I mean, they both fell around the same time to the same bowler. And it was like 60 and 56, 55 something.
60 and 56, yeah.
Yeah, by the time they left, the game was pretty much over. Yeah.
And again, if you just quickly look back at the LSG top order, I think Aiden Markram was the only one who did provide a start. And I think when I look at the start, you thought, okay, they're going to be in for big runs. But then again, after that, you look at the scores, 16, 19, 18, it looks like they were failing in maths today. All of them less than the passing marks. Pretty mediocre batting. And again, Pant, my boy, why do you have to come at number 3? Let Purun come up the order. Let him do his thing. We've been talking over the same thing every other game. Continues to happen. And I don't think George or Will it's going to change. I think Pant's going to be playing at number 3 unless I think someone drives it into his head which says, don't play there.
Don't worry. Don't worry. Goenka will. So I think things will, if they continue on this fashion, I'm sure Goenka will do something about it. But
well, he's going to come out and bat for himself, actually. I mean, I don't think
he usually does that to his own detriment. But it's a fair play, man. I mean, to be honest, I wasn't expecting much from this game, and there's not much to talk about either. In all honesty, well, GT had it easy because LSG literally handed the victory to them. They're on a self-destruct mode. They can't get their batting lineup right. I don't see them winning anything if they continue this fashion. But Of course, we'll have a lot of entertainment, like you mentioned yesterday. Kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi, episode 5, coming very soon. So,
I mean,
I
I
know.
could
Again,
see, I could see the way what I was actually seeing. I mean, the way Josh and Shubman Gill was playing, it was quite. They felt that by the time they had LSG had scored those 164, they pretty much gave up after their innings, and I could see there was no intent in winning the game. It was ball on, bowling those good deliveries. They were just. I mean, Josh Butler was hitting every bowler that they were introducing, and behind the stump punt, he was having a laugh. I mean, he was literally having a laugh. The man, he doesn't seem like he's anywhere thinking about even qualifying at this stage. He just going through the motions, just play those 14 games,
okay, Will.
back to back,
Here,
leave.
I
It's early
want to
days,
jump
but
in here and give you a little bit of a stat. Okay, this
go on.
game, especially LSG versus GT, I think there'll be about probably 10% chance that either of us, the three of us, have any more interest than that. And it also reflects in the number of fans that LSG has as well. Not many people care. So let's just jog on.
I think
and
it goes back
talk
to the
about
question
the
which he asked yesterday. How many
yeah,
fans are there for LSG and GT? Hopefully, some
not much.
subscribers will add that comment. We'll
Yeah,
see
I
what they
would
say.
really love to see that, because I want to see those specimens to see if there actually
No,
exist.
GT has a following, LSG not much. So let's talk about the big
Let's
one.
talk about the bigger ones. Yeah, definitely.
Mumbai
George, go on.
and the Royal Challengers. I want to call it the Pandya Derby because it was one Pandya against the other.
The other.
And oh my God, what a show. Defending champions, asserting their dominance. Again, finally getting everything right. I think few hits and bits there. We'll talk about it. Defending champions.
Defending champions, I think I would say RCB posted a mammoth 240 of 4. Phil Salt, I remember last time when we had the conversation, you said Phil Salt need to be replaced. The man has come back and answered your question why he shouldn't be replaced, and we should consider someone else to come in place of
Romario.
no, Romario should step out, and then we should bring in our Jacob Bethel into the team. And he's played. I mean, talking about Phil Salt, he's played a blinder. He Virat was supporting him at one stage. I could see Phil Salt was like 60 odd runs, and Virat was like on 20 odd runs. He was literally taking the game away from him. Had he not got out, he would have probably scored quite a lot, and we would have had massive score as well. So yeah, it was great to see that score built by Phil Salt.
But in all honesty, let me just jog your memory. That's not what I said. What I said is, I want to see the lad Bethel, and who will replace? Who will he replace? I said 2. 1, either Phil Salt, who's a hit or a miss, because on his day he can destroy, but otherwise he just goes out pretty quickly. Or I would take Romario Shepherd out because he's not doing well with the ball because it's not a fast bowler's season. And I would add Bethel in because he adds his slow turners as well. So, I would still say I'm happy to replace Salt or Romario Shepherd with Bethel because that is a consistent big banger that we have in our team.
Let's not replace anyone for now. We will replace Romario Shepherd as we go a little deeper into his innings. But then Rajat Patidar, our captain. What a game! Bloody hell! He almost broke the record for the fastest IPL 50.
He did.
He just when I saw him at 45 off 12 balls, I was like, freaking hell, there he is. But then I think, as we were talking about it, Mitchell Santner, beautiful. He got the game in control and he just pulled those few balls away, which Rajat Patidar couldn't finish, but then he still got his 15, 17 balls and finishing off with 53 of 20. But then he just changed that game after Phil Salt left. It was just an amazing partnership between him and Kohli, and what a splendid way to try and get to his fastest 50 as well.
I think the whole shift in the game also happened because of Santner and Bolt, because at one point in time the boundaries dried up, I think over 2 or 3 overs, and that's when Salt and Kohli started trying to break free, and obviously Salt ended up getting himself out. But that being said, when Patidar walked in instead of Datan Tambaran, I was like, hang on a minute, what's going on? The guy clearly had
game plan,
had his mindset on what he's going to do. Because if you remember last game, he changed his approach, played the role of a sheet anchor, and got us to a 200. But this game, again, you need to understand the presence of the mammoth King Kohli on the other end meant Rajat had the license to go all out. Boy, oh boy, go all out he did. Mumbai was not ready for it.
I mean, I think Jasprit Bumrah was the only standout bowler, as always. Pretty much every game, he's the only standout bowler who knows how this format works and how he needs to bowl. For me, he was the pick of the bowler for Mumbai Indians. Had he not played, the score would have looked much more different.
And Santner.
Santner went for a massive over initially when I think it was Phil Salt was going absolutely carnage on him, carnage mode. So he went for like 3 sixes back to back, and then another 4, and then he pulled back. I think
when he came back in his final 2 overs is when he pulled back.
Other than that,
so did Bumrah. Bumrah went for 6s as well. But in
terms of economy, I think
Bumrah
was in terms of economy. If you look at overall, I think Bumrah was 8.8, and I think the rest all went above 9.8, if I'm not wrong. So I think again, pretty good, pretty decent bowling performance. But I think again we'll have to give it to Tim David for us to get us over to 240, because I think his rapid 35 at the end made the difference for us again. I think it's the second time he's come and he's again smashed the ball out of the park and got us to a good number in terms of the score. So all in all, I think a beautiful, beautiful RCB batting performance, which we always enjoy, and we know when we look at the squad, they can't go wrong, right? I think the batting depth and the batting power they have is absolutely beautiful. And I think today it was just not with that. I think they also had a mix of that within the bowling as well. What do you guys talk about that?
Now, before we say that, I mean, I think I found something in this game, and so did a lot of RCB fans. We found that the king, Virat Kohli, is human. Because I saw him struggle with an injury for the very first time in my life. And obviously, he sat out the second half of the game. But that also sends me into a little bit of a worry, because him being in the team is very, very important. I don't think I'm still ready to see an RCB without the king, not at least for the next 5 years. So that is a bit of a concern for me. And obviously, there were other injuries we can speak about. Let's first speak about the Mumbai bowlers.
Well, for me, I mean, other than Jasprit Bumrah, nothing much to say about bowling unit from Mumbai's point of view. But for me, the standout bowler for us in RCB was Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. Yeah, he was fantastic. I mean, he brought his A game, his experience. He bowled the 18th over and only conceded like 7 runs, even though Mumbai needed 45. He could have just bowled all sorts of variation, but instead he did what he does best at the death over, which was brilliant to see, conceding just 7 runs at that stage when Mumbai had just lost only 5 wickets or something like that. So it was great to see. We've got good unit. We've got good bowling unit. We've got batting strength at the top, and we've got bench strength as well. And we've got Jacob Bethel just warming the bench, doing nothing. That speaks about the team unit itself. So if he comes into the game at any point in time, this unit is going to look completely different. And yeah, second
True,
trophy is loading.
true. And I
No,
think if you go back, go on, George.
no. So I was just talking about bowling. It was not just Bhuvaneshwar. I think today we had a much better, more disciplined, and a well-rounded bowling unit, and that is also because we played the slow bowlers and the medium pacers a lot more than depend on the pacers. Because one thing I have observed in this IPL is every fast bowler is going for runs because all the batsmen have gotten so clever that they're using every pacer's pace against them. So one of the things was bringing um, Krunal in earlier and Surya Sharma in was absolutely great. But don't forget, Jacob Duffy, amazing bowling as well. Yes, he went for runs. Yes, but most of the time he created problems for them with the swing. He did give some extras because I'm actually looking at the stats as we speak. But whilst watching the game, it was it was a really much more tidier bowling effort, and a big shout out to Rashik's Dar, our Kashmiri player. A bit of a niggle and concern there as well for 10-minute over there. But he went for about 8.12 on the economy, took a wicket, and 8 dot balls, I think.
Yeah,
I can't see
yeah.
those stats.
I think again,
And
just
so was Suyash.
I
Yeah,
think going back to Shoaib George, I think he was absolutely beautiful because I think he got the crucial
great.
wickets of Tilak Verma and Royal Rickelton. Royal Rickelton was having
Yeah,
a
both the left-handers
good
are. Yeah,
match, and again he got him with a googly. I think Suash got Rickelton with a googly, and then he got Tilak Verma out for one. And again, we know that Tilak Verma, if he gets going,
can destroy
it's going to
you.
Yeah.
be absolutely brutal as well. And he could have taken the game away from us because I think when Hardik Pandya came in as well, he was having a go at the bowlers. Again, it was too hard for them with the number of runs they needed. But then if both of them were playing together, it could have been a different ball game for us. Um, and and again, I think this goes back to show we need to have more spin options available, because if we had Jacob Bethel in place of Romario Shepherd,
It
Romario
would have
Shepherd
been a different game.
different game. We didn't have to end up giving so many runs. They ended up at 2-2-2, which was again thanks to Sheriff and Rutherford, who went mad in the last over. And what was Romario Shepherd doing? I was my wife was standing with me, and she's like, "What is he doing? Why is he bowling this way? You guys can just finish the game off. What is he doing?" I was like, "I just can't. I just don't know what he's doing."
No, I think what happened there was obviously he was bowling in for Rashik Dar. Unfortunately, his injury was what had him bowl. I don't think our captain had any idea of bowling or using Romario Shepherd.
Romario.
But on the flip side, the problem is Sherfain Rutherford is so used to Romario bowling him in the nets, and he knows what he's going to do. So he just cleaned him up. So but he was bad, and thankfully, thanks to Patidar for that big score and all of our batters, I think that's what I think we had a bit too much, and Mumbai also got extremely unlucky with
Rohit
Rohit's
Sharma being
injury.
there.
Rohit Sharma will try it. But you
Yeah,
can't
which was
forget
bad.
Hardik Pandya's contribution with the bat as well. The
Yeah,
man
it was.
was still on the hunt. He played a good captain's innings as well. I mean, scoring 40 odd runs in about 22 balls, hitting six fours, I think it was,
Yeah,
and a six at a strike rate of 181. That was really good. I mean, if he had been supported by the likes of Surya Kumar Yadav, I mean, he gets the start. Again, I go back to yesterday's conversation that we had. Surya hasn't scored massively. He hasn't, come out and said, "Look, I will take charge of this game. I'll get you home." So far, I haven't seen him in last year's IPL, this year's IPL so far, and I've not even seen him do it in the World Cups as well. So he's well overdue, according to me. Hopefully, he comes good for Mumbai Indians, not against RCB, which probably he'll never get that opportunity. Glad that he'll be happy with 33. I'll let him have that 33. But again, if Mumbai had any chance, someone else had to support Hardik Pandya to score big.
No, but I disagree, mate, because Sky has been consistently performing in the IPL, and apart from that, today his cameo was really good. I mean, he
What is a
got
good score for you for when you say Surya Kumar has scored really good? What is his
today's
highest?
performance was good. 33 was really good. It's not like every player
He's
in
not a
the
33 run scorer, according to me,
yeah,
George.
but everybody
For
has their
me,
day. Kohli is not a 18 or 23 player. Last game, Kohli went out for 18, I think, if I'm not wrong. So that
see,
you can't say that. But Surya has been every time Surya walks in, he comes into a time where he's required to play a cameo, and he's done that pretty well in IPL. I agree. In the Indian side, he's not come good with his bat, but he is shown a lot more
I mean,
importance to the
is he
leadership. But
really a cameo player? I mean, we are giving way too much credit for Surya Kumar for his bad patch at this stage. For me, he's not a 33 run scorer or a 40 run scorer. He's a guy who can actually take the game away and hit those 80s, 70s, and 100s if he's in good form. But honestly speaking, I think the age is getting to him. I think I believe
no,
if he's about 35, 36,
I
approaching
I
36,
I completely
it
disagree
makes
there.
a lot of difference when you're playing these fast games. And his only shots right now, which every other bowlers have actually understood, that he gets everything back of the third man. Everything just goes above. He needs to move on and play some really good shots. Get into his groove. Go past this 30. He's not a cameo player, according to me.
So
Yeah, but
okay,
what
just
was
looking
the
at this
need?
season, I think if you look at the scores, it's 16, 51, 6, and 33. So if you look at, he's got 2 failed innings and he's got 2 innings where he's good. So typically in an IPL game, I would say
Yeah,
anything about 30 is a score which you should be okay with. Anything below 30 is called as a subpar score in an IPL.
but look at the strike rate as well.
But you'll have to also look at not just the strike rate, not just the score, but you'll have to look at how much match winning innings has he played. Has he played where he's done enough to get their team out of, tricky situation? Has he won the games for
But
them? That's
Will,
something
We
I
look at
haven't
that
seen it.
fact. Look at that factor. Well, yes, because I think the 51 or 50 which he scored this season against the Delhi Capitals, they ended up losing that game. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if that is a match contribution, no. The other games he's scored, they've not. He's not contributed much. But then the team have won games. And if you look at today's game, he's again played 33, and it's not helped them win the game. Okay, so
Yeah.
in terms of that fairness, I'll give that to you. But then
Yeah.
again, it it doesn't take away the fact that he is a good player. And again 35
No,
is just a
I
number. 35
totally,
is a
no,
number because the reason
yeah.
is he he came late into the scene, right? He was not a player
correct.
who's like a Vaibhav Suryavanshi or not like a Virat Kohli or an Ayush Matre or any of those players. He burst onto the scene about in the last 4 years or 5 years,
Yeah.
not more than that. So I think age is not a factor. Uh, if you look at the way he's come in the last 4 or 5 years, but then I agree. I think he's still not started off where he should be in terms of performance, match winning, not yet. So I agree to it, and I think definitely Indian squad wise, No, he's still not that. The captainship burden is added on to that, and it doesn't seem great. And definitely, we want to see more from him. So
No,
that's where I would
I'll
stop.
tell you this. It's also, please go ahead and look at what time. You're right, Loy. So when did he come into the bat today? And what was the requirement? Because he had to keep the scoreboard moving. Even the way he got out, bad luck. I mean, it was a fantastic ball. Um, if it was a shorter boundary like Guwahati or Delhi, that was a six. But that being said, you have to understand his strike rate was good. He did a good job, and he has a range of shots. He's even known as 360 in India. I think he's extremely skilled. The captaincy burden is huge on him when it comes to the Indian team. But as far as Mumbai is concerned, I think he's a major contributor. He's done well, and I wouldn't be this hard on him, because if you're looking at innings, well, you look at what Sanju did for the first three games. You can't gauge Sanju's talent with that and say, "Oh, he's a complete failure," because uh, the last game he came good. So it's a team game. It's a
No, I
team
kind of,
game.
I beg to differ with both of you, because for me, he's if he's a contributor who scores, and you guys are happy with him scoring 35 runs, then he shouldn't come at the third down wicket. He should be going somewhere close to where Rinku Singh comes in, like fifth position. I would push him. I would push Tilak Verma to the third level, Ryan Rutherford right to the top, and then I would send Surya Kumar down. If this score is on par with everyone's satisfaction, then that is where I see Surya Kumar coming in. I don't come in. I
Why?
don't put him on the third stage.
That doesn't make
Third batter.
sense.
So, lads, I think we can keep going on and on about it. But
Yeah, I
again, I
know.
think
Yeah,
we
but
all agree to
let's just
disagree.
agree
I
to
think let's
disagree.
disagree over here, because I think we all have our
Yeah,
perspectives. We all have our opinions. So I think,
that's
and we
what
we
No,
this
will
is
I would
about.
I would love to hear from our subscribers and viewers to understand
Yeah.
what they think about my thought and you guys thought about in terms of Surya Kumar, because he's a main possible thorn in this particular team right now in terms of actual scoring that contributes to Mumbai Indians win right now. I know he's a star. I know Mumbai Indians is loaded with stars at the moment, but really, is it transpiring them to win consistently? That is more important. Are they actually in for winning the tournament? Because remember, this tournament right now he's opened up massively. We've got teams like RR, who's really strong, RCB, brilliant. CSK is coming good slowly but maturely. Then you have Mumbai Indians now catching up. So I would like to see if something needs to happen, they need to look at Surya Kumar Yadav and think where does his position fit? Is he a third batter or a fifth batter in
Okay.
the
On that note, I want to ask this question to the two of you. What are your predictions for the top four?
pretty early for me to say.
No,
I think
just say it now.
I've got it now. I think I'll say RR, RCB, Punjab Kings, and that's going to be a tie between, I would say, the fourth. I'm thinking MI versus GT. I think between them for the for the fourth. That's my predictions.
I agree with three of yours. I'd say RCB, RR, Punjab, and fourth, I call it for DC.
What?
DC.
DC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I
For
kind of left DC out
me,
of the picture.
yeah, no, for me, I'd go with RCB at the top of the table, RR. Then I would have GT on the third. And in the fourth place, I would honestly would like to see CSK and yeah, Mumbai getting knocked out.
George, we just lost your voice. We couldn't hear you.
You know,
Sorry, what I was trying to say is I don't want what's your what you want to see. I want your prediction.
No, I mean, my prediction. That is honestly my prediction. That's my personal,
So
belief
you
that.
you don't see Punjab in the top 4 then, Will?
No, I don't. It's hard to pick right now, but again, as I said, if I have picked CSK, is personally because I want them to be in that position. But other than that, the way CSK have found their rhythm right now with the bowlers, I just hope Gaikwad understands that his bowling unit is good. You don't hold on to the players like Everton and Gurjeet Singh, who are really good bowlers. They come out at the later stage of the innings. They come. Personally, I would like to see Jamie coming in and opening the bowling because he's got the pace on his side.
Oh, Overton. Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering who's Everton.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Okay.
once they find this and Sanju coming good, I don't, I really hope that Sanju continues this form. But he's a man. He's not a machine that he comes out every time he has to score that. But there are other players who needs to pick up and do better as well and contribute more. And then the bowling unit will do its work. And hopefully, I'm just saying, CSK could be on the top 4.
Okay. That's fine. So yeah, that being said, I think let's wrap up our game from today's. I think again a fantastic Sunday, some amazing
Absolutely.
double headers like yesterday and today, but then we have another star-studded game tomorrow. It is RR versus Sunrisers Hyderabad, and it is going to be a terrific game, boys. The Rajasthan Royals is
pretty
at the
one-sided,
top of the
bro.
table, 4-0, and they look like they've forgotten how to lose. So let's look at the squads.
Now, I can call it right now. It's pretty one-sided. And I call the game for Rajasthan. Very well balanced team, amazing form, good captain, and it's like if Vaibhav doesn't come good, you've got Yashasvi to pick the things up. So it doesn't look like Sunrisers are doing any damage to that.
For me, if I would say, if someone can contain the first 2 batters, the 2 left-handers for RR, SRH is in a good position to actually win this. If they can get Suryavanshi cheaply, Yashasvi Jaiswal cheaply, the other batters haven't been experimented quite a bit actually for RR, and that just opens up to see how well their batting depth is. Riyan Parag, again, the man. Hopefully, if he doesn't score, then it just opens a can of worms in the RR for that, because right now there's pure dependency on these 2 batters to give them the start they have always been doing. I mean, these guys are scoring 60 odd runs or 70 odd runs in the first 4 to 5 overs. That itself is a massive start for the team. If they fail to do that, SRH are in a position. And again, there are 2 left-handers in both the teams, explosive batters. I would love to see some real run fest happening in tomorrow's game. Abhishek and Suryavanshi going at each other and scoring those massive runs. For me, SRH, I'm an underdog supporter. I really want SRH to win and see that score ticking and bring in some masala going.
Okay. For me, I think I would say Sunrisers are missing their bowling unit. I think they're not great with regards to the bowling unit, but then I think the batting is top class. So again, if the top order clicks tomorrow, which they did in the last game, we are in for a run fest again, and definitely something to look out for. The only thing, as you were mentioning, George, I think are a well-rounded team, a complete unit with both the bowling and the batting, because
and
they
fielding.
and they just, I think they've got everything. I think it's one of those, again, we keep saying this, right? It's one of those perfectly balanced sides in the tournament this year. So it's going to be a good game. I think we'll head to head. SRH have a slightly historical lead, but then as we've been seeing day in and day out, head to head does not make any difference. It's going to be the day of the game, and again, RR is absolutely smashing it. So again, in terms of predictions for tomorrow, I am going with RR again. What about you, lads?
Yeah, I called it RR. I mean, there's no two ways about it.
Well,
let's make Kavya Maran a little happy about tomorrow. So I'm going with SRH. Hopefully she sees a bit of smile on her face, and hopefully Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head and the rest of the other folks actually do a bit of magic and score that. You need RR to lose to get some balance in there. Right now, they are clear winners anyways. I mean, you can see from our panel itself, there's 2 against 1. And I would have, if it wasn't SRH, I would go with RR.
Ask George. I think whenever SRH is played, I've always gone for SRH because I always because I love Abhishek Sharma in terms of his batting, and I know Travis. I love Travis Head as well. So I've always gone with SRH in most of the games. If it's against RCB, I would say no, it's going to be RCB. But then I've kind of predicted. But then with the form RR is in right now, I just can't talk about another team. If it's against RCB, I would then still bet RCB against RR. But then none of the if George, according to George, I think if Punjab is playing RR, George would have
He would go with Punjab.
He'll go with Punjab there
because I would go with Punjab.
But then for me, I think with the way they're playing, for me, if you ask me, I just want to sit tomorrow and I want to watch this game when it goes off, and I want to see Vaibhav Sooryavanshi just go all the way again. I just want to see him bat. I enjoy seeing that kid bat. I would just watch the game for that, just to sit back and smash the ball out of the park. I would just enjoy that. Okay, that being said, I think we've had our predictions in. We've got the preview for tomorrow's game. It's going to be hard to bet against Rajasthan Royals right now. They have the momentum. So that's from me, lads. In terms of tomorrow, we'll watch the game tomorrow and we'll see if Ishan Kishan and his team can get the much needed victory for SRH. If not, it's going to be RR all the way.
Before we go, Will, I know you want to make Kavya Maran happy. I don't think anyone in the IPL roster can make her happy. It's she likes Pakistanis a bit too much. So with that in mind, that's it from us tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, and I'm going to sleep well tonight. I think all of us will. With that in mind, good night. Adios.
See you later. Thank you for joining us.
Cheers, everyone.